Hello everyone, I'm Jim Longworth and welcome to another edition of Forsyth County Connections, coming to you from the studios of Government Center, downtown Winston-Salem. We're so glad you decided to join us today. A lot in store for you. And where we want to start is bringing back a special guest who's always so busy. We're glad we could just grab her from the fifth floor and get her in here for a few minutes. But Shontell Robinson, of course, County Manager for Forsyth County. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
Here we are in the month of June in the summer. I want to ask about the budget for just a second. For folks that may not know, when does a budget year start and end?
We're on a fiscal year, so it's July 1st through June 30th of each year.
So we're going to talk about what's coming up in the new budget, but before we do that, how would you, looking back to see, the current budget ending, are we in pretty good fiscal shape?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we really take pride here in Forsyth County of being good stewards of taxpayer dollars. And our commissioners did a lot of work this year to really try to position us to be stronger financially. And so overall, yes, we are in good financial shape.
All right, looking now to the new budget as it starts July 1, total budget for the year 2020, the fiscal year 2025-26. What's the total budget for that, and does that represent an increase or decrease?
It is going to be $591 million. It is a slight increase, about 1% over the current fiscal year, which is $583 million.
What property tax rate can most people expect to have?
Yeah. So our current tax rate is 67.78 cents. We are actually decreasing the tax rate to 53.52 cents. But the reason for that is because we were in a reappraisal year where housing values predominantly went up, and traditionally when that occurs, then tax rates come down.
Right.
And so it will be 53.52 cents, but that does represent a slight tax increase above revenue neutral of 4.48 cents.
Yeah, well, none of us like to pay taxes. I get that. But the fact that you're talking about reevaluating, and the fact that you're talking about prices going up, the values going up, that's a good thing, isn't it? That the people's homes' values are going up?
Absolutely. I mean, it shows that our community is thriving, to have housing values go up. It shows in some areas kind of revitalization. So it is not a bad thing for housing values to go up, but certainly that does impact what individuals may pay on their tax bills.
Right. And there's a lot of economic development going on in the area, the whole general Piedmont area. And of course, with more and more people and a bigger workforce, folks say, hey, I'm glad my house is worth more because I'm thinking of selling and downsizing or going up or whatever, and now it'll be easier to sell because there are all these more people around, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if you are looking to sell right now because values have gone up, on average in Forsyth County it's 51%, then those that are looking to sell will quite frankly make a lot of money.
Speaking of economic development, I know that we don't have the available land like some counties do, Randolph and other things. But how are we doing basically with attracting new business, new industry, taking care of existing industry? Sort of give me your opinion on how you think everything's going.
I mean, in general, we are doing okay. But what I will say is we are landlocked here in Forsyth County. I mean, while we are the fourth largest county, we're 60th in land size. And so that does create some challenges for us. So one of the things that we are working on right now is identifying sites that we can improve and create infrastructure for water and sewer so that we can attract new businesses. We are doing great with retaining existing businesses, and some of them are even expanding their businesses, and we are doing well attracting, but we know that we need to position ourselves to have sites that are already available so that we can bring in even more business to Forsyth County.
Let's talk a little bit about what the new budget provides or what it doesn't provide. I know people were pulling at you and Dr. Don Martin and the commissioners for wanting funding for various things. You can't fund everything. But would you say that the new budget provides adequately for critical services? What's your assessment of that?
Absolutely. We are providing critical services for everything that we are responsible for. That's law enforcement and public health and social services and behavioral health services. And I won't go through the whole list, but I certainly wanted to make sure that we were able to maintain the services that we have, as well as the commissioners also voted to invest in providing funding to community organizations. And then certainly the largest portion of our budget does go to the school system.
All right, now I'm glad you mentioned that because we just have a little bit of time remaining. This is a hot button issue, the schools, because the CFO who recently resigned, I'm not going to use I don't know what the legal term would be, mismanaged or misfigured, a $42 million mistake. It's had rippling effects, as you know. I don't have to tell you, you know all the details. But what I hear on the street is people who live in Forsyth County, when they know I'm coming to interview you, they say, please ask her, are we going to have to pay, as taxpayers in Forsyth County, are we going to take care of that $42 million mistake?
So our Board of Commissioners voted not to utilize our savings because that would create a financial crisis, potential financial crisis for Forsyth County, and they also voted not to increase taxes for that purpose. So the answer is no, we do not anticipate paying that $42 million for the schools, and that $42 million is the amount that they know of today.
We didn't rehearse this, but let me wrap up in the last few seconds we have. Why is Forsyth County a good place to live, to work? What's your assessment on that?
I mean, I think there's a lot of things happening in Forsyth County. We do have a good school system. So irregardless of what is happening, we have a great school system. We have low taxes compared to a lot of places. We have great amenities, active and vibrant living with parks and recreation and green spaces, and we have thriving businesses. I mean, and I could go on, but we really pride ourselves on wanting to have a community where individuals want to live, work, and play here, and we take that responsibility very seriously.
Absolutely. Well, I just thank you so much for taking a few minutes of your time. I know you're pulled in a lot of different directions, especially this time of year, but thanks for all you do.
Thank you.